Here's some final reminders and top tips for Paper 1 Education with Theory and Methods. So firstly, when you arrive to the exam, make sure that you are filling in the details at the top of the page and just remind yourselves of the instructions when you are waiting to start. If there's anything that you're unsure of, please make sure that you are asking the invigilator. So overall, question 1 to 4 is education only, and they'll indicate this with the section header. Question 5 is a method in context, and again it'll be clearly stated on the top of page 11, and question 6 is theory and methods. You can answer these in any order that you wish. You might want to do this strategically, focusing on questions that you are confident with. Make sure you do stick to your timings. I am going to go through those in a moment. And if you do need additional answer booklet, make sure that you are asking for that in advance. So firstly, question 1 and 2. This is your 4 and 6 mark question, and they're asking you to outline 2 or 3 things. Now, no more than 15 minutes. It's a point and explain. A really good tip is new point, new line. It makes it really easy for the examiner to really see that you have given 2 or 3 things. Now, there is no need for sociologist names. Just make sure that you are answering the question set, and there is no additional marks available for analysis, for example. Question 3 is your 10 marker with an item, and this will ask you to analyse 2 things. And again, don't be spending more than 15 minutes on this, and it is for 2 chunky paragraphs. You don't need an introduction, you don't need a conclusion. Now make sure that you are reading that item really carefully, because that is going to be your starting point. The hooks that you're looking for will be in the first part of the item. And this final sentence is a rewrite of the question and will not give you any additional marks because it's not classed as a hook. Overall, in your answer, make sure you show good knowledge and understanding of what is being asked. Make sure that you are linking back to the question. So in the case of this one, how does it link or reproduce the social class structure? So make sure that you're doing the LBTQ. Marks are available for analysis, and also, as there is an item, there is marks available for evaluation. Now, make sure that you are sticking to just 2 ways. Any additional ways will just cost you time and means that the 2 that you are probably credited with will not be in as much detail as you would like. Moving on to question 4. Now, you should have 45 minutes to answer this. And it has been advised on previous examiner reports that students that do plan their answers have a better, coherent and more logical answer. Now, what I would advise you to do is use the space below here for your plan. Give yourself that little bit of space to do that. You're aiming for a good range of explanations of what the question is asking. Show good knowledge and understanding using sociologist, concepts, keywords and theories. Make sure you are linking it back to the question. Analysis is available and also evaluate. And what I would say on the 30 markers with education, they are centred around a debate. So make sure that you are discussing the relative importance of whatever's been asked, the factors, and even show that there might even be a relationship between them. Question 5 is your method in context. This is probably my favourite question out of the whole paper. You will have 30 minutes to answer this, and it's asking you for strengths and weaknesses of a method, and that is your how. How are you doing the research? Make sure as you go through each one you are applying to the context. Now the context is really clearly given to you in the question. It will tell you it here in bold at the top of the item, and it'll also tell you it in the question as well. The first part of the item is always about the context, and it will also include some of the people, the who can be doing that research. So you want to be linking to their characteristics as well. The second part of the item is always about the method, and that will give you some strengths or weaknesses just to start you off. Now, the likelihood of there being a specific sociological study which has done the method on the context in the question is very slim, so we are not really expecting any sociological studies. Instead, just work through the strengths and limitations or the strengths and weaknesses and make sure that you are applying to that context throughout. And your final question is your theory and methods. Again, it is a 10 marker, you're spending 15 minutes to answer, and you are given 2 chunky paragraphs. It's asking for this one 2 reasons, so make sure you state 2, not 3. And it could be asked about a method, a theory, or a debate. So be prepared for any type of question to appear on this theory and method. Make sure to get the AO1 that you are very clear of the factor, the reason, the way, the problem, the strength that might be asked for, and back it up with an example. Refer to studies if you can, link ideas and concepts together to get AO2. Now, this can be from any area of sociology that you have studied. Don't fall into the trap by thinking that because it's on the education paper that your examples need to come from education. They don't. You can use studies from or examples from education, from family, from beliefs, from culture, identity, media, crime, and so on. So you can back it up with a good range of examples from what you've studied, and you will get analysis marks. There is no marks available for evaluation. And that's where you are linking further ideas or concepts to really show a deeper understanding on this one. So just some final points. Make sure that you are arriving early. Stay calm if it's more beneficial for you to stay away from the crowds. You might find somewhere quiet for you to just mentally prepare. But get there in plenty of time. When you do get their questions, make sure you read them carefully. Remember, you can answer them in whatever order that you wish. Just make sure you stick to the timings. If you are unsure, move on. Don't dwell on it. You can always go back to it, and planning your answers will always help you organise your thoughts. And finally, after the exam, again, don't dwell on what's happened. Focus on paper 2 and don't worry about what happened in paper 1, and also make sure you are recharging and getting some rest, because doing an exam for 2 hours can be mentally draining. So massive good luck, and if you've got any questions, please make sure that you leave them.